right, good morning, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for taking the time to be here today to celebrate with us the opening of Fire Station 31. On behalf of the whole Fire Control District, our Board of Commissioners, and our firefighters, it truly means a great deal to have you here with us today. If you will, we'll start out. If you'll join by standing and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next, we're going to start with an invocation. So, if you will, Ellie, will you come up and join us? Ellie Bunting joins us from St. Raphael's Church, and we appreciate you being here.
Let us pray. Loving God, we give thanks for this place, rebuilt and renewed for the good of all. We ask you to bless the station and all who serve from it. When the alarms sound, give steady hands and clear minds. When danger rises, give courage. When lives are at risk, give skill and compassion. Watch over firefighters, paramedics, and all emergency personnel. Protect them, support their families, and bind this community together and care for one another. May this place stand as a refuge in times of trouble and a sign of hope for all who call upon it. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you so much. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Scott Worth. I serve as the fire chief of the Fort Myers Beach. I also had the privilege of serving as the district's project manager for the design and the construction of this fire station. Today is more than opening a building. It's about what this station represents. The old fire station down the street stood as a place of service, teamwork, and readiness until it was taken from us. In the wake of Hurricane Ian, our community faced loss, uncertainty, and enormous challenges. But what never wavered was our commitment to each other and the mission of protecting this island. Fire Station 31 stands as a symbol of that commitment. This project required perseverance, coordination, and strong partnerships at every level of government. It required vision, accountability, and an unwavering belief that the Fort Myers Beach would rebuild, not just where we were, but stronger than before. The community leaders joining us today played important roles in that effort. And in just a moment, you'll hear from these leaders whose support, advocacy, and confidence in our community helped make this station a reality. Before we begin those remarks, I want to say this clearly. This station exists because this community refused to give up. You believed in the future of Fort Myers Beach, and you invested in public safety as a cornerstone of our recovery. Thank you for being here to mark this important day. So I'll start by introducing our first speaker. Commissioner Bennett is our chairman of the Fort Myers Beach Board of Fire Commissioners. Chairman Bennett's leadership is grounded in a deep background in public safety, government service, and in business. He brings that experience to the district with a high standard of professionalism and integrity. On a personal note, I'm grateful for his insight and mentorship as I serve in this role as fire chief. His care for this organization and for the Fort Myers Beach community is evident in both his decisions and in his leadership. It's my honor to introduce our chair, Chairman John Bennett.
Thanks, Chief. Really not much for speeches, and especially when I've had some accolades thrown at me, I get a little bit nervous, so my apologies for any stumbles that happen. First of all, good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Commissioners who are here to my right, I'm so happy to welcome all of our neighbors, our families, distinguished guests, and friends to the new Station 31. Today, we aren't just opening the doors to a firehouse, we're starting a new chapter for Fort Myers Beach. This facility represents a major step in our recovery and growth, and because of this station, our residents and visitors are now safer. In a coastal community like ours, we know that timing is everything. This location ensures our team of firefighters and EMS specialists can provide rapid response times that our community truly relies on. We've built this structure to stand strong against coastal weather, and we've staffed it with the finest first responders in the business. I want to personally recognize Chief Worth and the entire Fort Myers Beach Fire District team. From the first blueprint to the last brick, their leadership throughout this process has been outstanding. I'd also like to thank Wright Construction, GMA Architects, Quattrone Associates. You've done a fantastic job of bringing these plans to life, and your expertise is visible in every corner of this building. And finally, we wouldn't be standing here today without the support of our government partners at every level. A special thanks to Governor DeSantis, now U.S. Representative Petronas, who was our former state CFO, and Kevin Guthrie at the State Emergency Management Office. Your support built these walls. Your trust in our mission made this possible. But most importantly, this achievement belongs to you, the taxpayers who invested so much in this community and have endured so much in the last few years. And your resilience is amazing, and to this day, it still astounds me that we can get back up again and start all over, and this building is just a terrific example of that. This is your station. It's built to protect your families for years to come. And I thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Commissioner. Though they're not speaking today, I'd also like to introduce the rest of our Board of Fire Commissioners. Vice Chair Jim Nickel and Secretary Treasurer Ron Fleming both bring public safety experience to the board. Commissioner Nickel with a full career in law enforcement, and Commissioner Fleming with a much more glamorous career in firefighting. For the police in here, they know it's a cop fireman thing, so I had to plug that in. Commissioner Lezak, who needs no introduction. Commissioner Lezak is also our Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce president, amongst our other ventures. I honestly don't know how you fit it all into your schedule, but I truly appreciate your service as a commissioner. And our newest fire commissioner, Kieran Farrell. Commissioner Farrell brings background in the private sector, which has helped add perspective as we make important decisions about how we spend your tax dollars. And finally, I'd like to recognize Commissioner Emeritus Larry Wood. This year, for the first time, the board bestowed upon Commissioner Wood the lifetime appointment of Commissioner Emeritus. This distinction was done in large part for his leadership as the chairman of the board through the devastation of Hurricane Ian. But it was also for his leadership and his forethought that he showed in saving the dollars for this facility, and for his guidance on the purchase of this land that we are on today. His service to the Fort Myers Beach community began before his time on the fire board, as he served as the principal for many years for our Fort Myers Beach Elementary School. I've said it many times before, but thank you, Larry, for your service and your commitment to our community. Today's celebration would not be possible without the strong partnership we share with the town of Fort Myers Beach. Mayor Allers understands that rebuilding infrastructure is about more than bricks and mortar. It's about restoring confidence, protecting lives, and serving the community when it matters most. His leadership and support of public safety have been vital to our rebuilding and our recovery. Please join me in welcoming the Mayor of Fort Myers Beach, Mayor Dan Allers.
Well, thank you, Chief. Wow, that's a pretty good turnout. I thought I was the only one that wanted to try out the fire pole, but look around. Don't think I forgot about that. No, I think thank you to the commissioners for your vision, and the fire chief and all that you guys do. Thank you to Senator Martin, Mr. Botana, who I don't think is here, and Jenna Pearson's obviously the people that are in our delegation that are the ones that fought on our behalf to make sure that the funding came down from the state for this and many other things. We often talk a lot about the building and resiliency and structure, but often you don't talk about the property. And those of you that may not know, this property served this community for decades. Just behind here, there used to be a grocery store called Tops. And yes, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the liquor store that was also about right there. But for years, that served the community. This building is an extension of that service of the community. It may be the fire station for the men and women that work here, and again, thank you for all that you do. I wish I had the skills that many of you have. Unfortunately, my biggest skill is probably letting a fire get out of hand once or twice in the woods. As a child. But again, Tops, it served this community for many, many decades, long before I was even here, and many of you were even here. Unfortunately, we lost that after the storm, and the fire department was able to come in and take over and build what you get to see here today. So although this may be the home for the firemen and women that will serve in here and serve our community, it is also the community station. It is also the place where everybody can come and feel safe. Come and meet the people, talk to the people that serve you every day, because one day you may need them. So all I can say is, welcome home, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. The district and county constantly work shoulder to shoulder in delivering public safety services here on Fort Myers Beach. Whether it's backup ambulance services during our busy periods, 911 dispatching services, or emergency management oversight for large-scale events, we work together well and we do it often. Commissioner Mullica represents our community at the county level, not only for public safety, but for all aspects of government, including roads, parks, fishing piers, utilities. His background in the private sector makes him well equipped to serve us with competence and professionalism, which he has done well since taking over the role as County Commissioner. Please join me in welcoming Commissioner Mullica.
Well, good morning, everybody. Again, I'm proud to serve you. Thank you for the kind words. I'm David Mullica, and proud to be your newest county commissioner for District 3 as of November of 24. So what a great turnout today. One of the fun parts of this job is ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings. So to celebrate this moment, to see so many of you here in town at this event is really special, because I think it just is a testament to all of us that have been through so much in our lives in the last few years to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild again, to show this testament to public safety. And we're ready to have fun again. We're ready to feel safe again. If we don't have safety and security, we really can't do much else after that. So having this symbol of safety and security, I just heard from the contractor that this is a 200-mile-an-hour facility, right? I thought 160 mile an hour was Category 5 hurricane strength, so a 200-mile-an-hour facility. So this will certainly be the last fire station I'll see in my lifetime down here, I'm sure. But I do see some of our newer weeks-old residents that are going to see this for generations to come. So thank you for being here to celebrate this. I appreciate the collaboration between the county EOC. This is one of only 2 districts in the county where the fire department is the first responder for EMS, ambulance services, and we actually back them up. So normally it's the other way around. So a testament to the service and professional expertise that we have here for a first responder. And again, if you hit 911, you want them here in seconds, and you know how much that matters to you when you have a crisis. So thank you for being here, for all the citizens of Fort Myers Beach. Thank you for this another symbol of our rebuilding and rebirth of our moving forward post-Ian, and thanks to see all these smiling faces here today.
Thank you, Commissioner Mullica. Our next speaker has been a strong advocate for Fort Myers Beach. As we work to rebuild stronger than ever, the support from the state of Florida in the form of a $9 million grant has played a critical role in allowing the fire station to be rebuilt, placed back into service on a significantly condensed timeline. The state's support ensured that emergency services could be restored just in time for many of our residents to get back into their homes and back online and return to life as normal on Fort Myers Beach. As a fire chief, it's my privilege to welcome Florida State Senator Jonathan Martin.
Good morning. This couldn't have better weather than today. This is phenomenal. I definitely appreciate every time I come to Fort Myers Beach. I grew up here in Southwest Florida. My wife, her grandfather moved down here over 100 years ago. And there's photos of him on Fort Myers Beach back when really there was nothing. I guess you could drive your cars on the beach back then. I have my 3-year-old son here today. He was a little ornery getting ready for preschool, so I got him. But I told him I was going to a fire station, and his eyes lit up. He's like, I want to go with you. So we're here. He didn't know there were going to be about 200, maybe 300 people here today. So, guys, fire stations are not just important for our health and our safety and our community, but they serve as something larger. They house the people who are the last on this island before a storm comes. If they have to evacuate, I mean, they're literally the last people here. They're the first people back. They're the last responders and the first responders. The firehouse, the fire station, represents the resiliency, it represents the hardiness, it represents safety, it represents everything that you have to have in order to have a functioning community. When there's no fire station, as we all know, we drive up and down Fort Myers Beach after the hurricane, and there was no fire station here. There's an emptiness that you feel, not because you don't think that you're safe, but you just know that if a fire station can't withstand a storm, then probably nothing else is going to withstand that storm as far as structures. So the first thing you have to have when you rebuild a community is a fire station. That's why it's an important part of everything that we did in Tallahassee after Hurricane Ian, to make sure that you guys got the funding you needed as fast as possible to rebuild your fire station. And frankly, if the fire department can't build a fire station because of permits or red tape, I mean, what hope did the rest of us have? So seeing the fire station finally open up, seeing your turnout, seeing the support from the community, lets me know, lets Tallahassee know, and it lets you guys know that Fort Myers Beach is open for business, that you're ready to welcome with open arms the people from all over the world that Fort Myers Beach is known to welcome, that you have a community that's ready to help people in need, that you have a community that's ready to grow, and not just grow with the growth of Florida, but that special something that Fort Myers Beach has always had, that ability to transcend economic boundaries, where middle class and wealthy and lower middle class can all come here and afford to live. But people who aren't even middle class can come out here and enjoy a beach. Guys, Fort Myers Beach is not just for you, it's for everybody in the state of Florida, and especially here in Southwest Florida. So I want to thank you for the perseverance. I want to thank you to all those who stood and fought to get this fire station reopened and are fighting every single day to get your lives back on track, to open up businesses. And as much of a fire station is representative of the community rebuilding and the safety of the community, on the way down here, I passed a couple food trucks and restaurants with lines that are longer than I've ever seen, and that's my next goal, is to make sure that those individuals can have their businesses open, so that if you're waiting in line for delicious food, you can do it inside in an air-conditioned environment when it's hot outside. But guys, we're on our way back. There's still a lot of heavy lifting left to do, but this is a great first start. I'm proud to be here with the chief, with the commissioners, and with all you community leaders and all of you who live here in Fort Myers Beach. Welcome to the Fort Myers Beach Fire Station, and let's celebrate today and thank God for all of our blessings that we still have. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator, representing the state, being here today. In 2024, Fort Myers Beach Fire turned 75 years old. It was at that time that we were selling the old fire station down the street. For those of you who don't know the history of Fort Myers Beach Fire, it began in 1949, and the very first fire chief was Earl Howie. Chief Howie had a daughter, Ora, who met and eventually married Don Zimmer. Don was also a member of the fire district. You can speak up if I get this wrong.
I'll correct you.
In the early years of Fort Myers Beach, a part of the land that housed the original fire station down the street was donated by the Zimmer family. It had one stipulation on it: if it ever stopped serving as a fire station, that it would go back to the family. So that gave me the opportunity to get to know Mary very well, and her brothers and sisters, the entire Zimmer family, and the heirs of Don and Ora Zimmer. So we were together as we sold that property down the street, and as requested by the family originally, it went back to the heirs. Very good. I've asked Mary to share a bit about what this new station means to her and her family as we embark on this new chapter in Fort Myers Beach history, knowing, as the senator so well set it up, being here and knowing Fort Myers Beach many years ago. So Mary, if you will, please come up.
This is absolutely amazing to watch the turnout that has come today to open this new fire station. Our grandparents and our great-grandfather would be absolutely amazed. As Chief said, I'm Mary Zimmer Darawa. I am one of the 11 grandchildren for Don and Ora Zimmer. They, back in 1946, moved down to Fort Myers Beach along with our great-grandfather, Great-Grandpa Howie. And during the years that they were there, Great-Grandpa Howie was very involved in helping with the community and working if there was a fire to put it out. So in 1949, they established Great-Grandpa Howie and our grandfather, Don Zimmer. They established the first Fort Myers Fire Department. And they decided that it was going to be a separate entity under its own. It was not going to be associated with Fort Myers Beach or Fort Myers. So with that, 1949, this fire station started, and it was the original land, as the chief said. Our grandparents donated the land. They donated 2 parcels of land, and because of Hurricane Ian and the other hurricanes that came after that, that fire station is no longer usable. But our grandparents and our great-grandfather, hopefully they're looking down on us, and they're watching this, and they're so excited about what has happened to their little fire station on the beach. Thank you.
As part of the event, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the team that got us here. We just started designing this project back in 2020 or 2021, a long time ago. And it was originally going to be a joint facility of a fire station, administration, and training, and it was going to be on the back part of the property behind you. That design would have allowed for the Estero Boulevard frontage to be sold off for retail use. We chose a design team to include our architect, our civil engineer, and our construction manager. We were actively designing that facility when we got so rudely interrupted. Yes, Ian changed everything, and out of all the bad that came from that also came the opportunity to rethink our project. I'm sharing this with you because it was this team who also showed up for us in the days after the storm, meeting with us to help figure out our options for a temporary fire station, and who cared enough to support us in the way that they began our recovery. So we scrapped our original plan and got to work on a new one. Probably wondering 4 years later if we were ever going to build a building. Ramon and his team at the architect are second to none. So you guys have been fantastic to work with. shared responsibility of looking out for one another. So I thank all of you for being here as we cross this milestone, and I welcome everybody to Fire Station 31, or Firehouse 31. Thank you. So now the last part of this ceremony is going to be not your typical ribbon cutting, but in the fire service we have a tradition of uncoupling a fire hose as a way to opening up the fire station. So what we're going to do at this time is we're going to bring everybody up to the table, if we will. And then when we're done, before we get to this part, we would like for everybody to stay, enjoy some of the food and beverages we have in the back, but also our firefighters would love to show you around the fire station if you would like a tour. So this is not only a ceremony, it's meant to be an open house for you folks in the community, so you can see the whole building and see what's here that we've created with you. Also, before you leave, if you would, my hope is there's Sharpie pens up here. I would love to get everybody who took the time out to come here today to sign the hose, just so we can remember. This will get rolled up. It's going to live in our lobby as a memento of the opening of the fire station. So if you could please take a second, sign the hose anywhere you can find room, and it'll be memorialized as your time here with us today. So if I can, I'll have you folks, if you come up and join us. Come on up. Guys, come on. Go ahead and move in. If I can have all of our Fort Myers Beach staff move in so we can do some pictures as well.
Stick to that side, dude.
Come on in, guys. Congratulations, Fire Station 31 is now open for business.